What is your response to them saying you went rogue?
Well, that's the defense that they're going to try to put forward. It's going to fail and fail miserably. There was notifications that came into the Trump organization about her. She was going to go public with the information.
Michael Cohen telling his story there in an interview on this program. Now he has been tested in a different way, under oath. He's back on the witness stand tomorrow. He's under cross-examination from Trump's lawyers. He's already making big headlines from his first 2 days testifying.
Michael Cohen has testified that he is a liar, admitting he lied to Congress, to the government, to the public.
One of the most impressive things about the last 2 days is it does appear that Cohen may have committed perjury again.
They were suggesting that Michael Cohen was obsessed with Donald Trump, that he was left behind, and has since been on a revenge tour.
Every witness basically, tarred and feathered Michael Cohen.
Donald Trump's attorneys attempted to shred the credibility of the prosecutor's star witness.
Juries are smart. They get it. It's a lot of common sense. I just don't see how they can give his testimony the ring of, say it as the ring of truth.
If you notice the theme here, it's that while Michael Cohen is a central witness, the fact that he is so central is what is creating a problem. If this case, in the jury's mind, rises and falls with some of the key claims that Cohen and only Cohen has made to corner Donald Trump, well, the case could fall apart if there's reasonable doubt raised through the cross-examination that continues. What we know is the lawyers on Trump's side say Thursday they expect to spend most of the day going back at Cohen. The Times reports that at certain intervals, Trump's attorney there seemed to struggle to land the gotcha moment while grilling Cohen about a dizzying variety of interactions. That Cohen kept his composure, that he gave short, basic answers and rarely straight off topic. And Trump's lawyer used his time to attack Cohen's credibility, something the defense hopes will lead to the jury doubting his damning testimony. There is a problem in looking at this only through the lens of whether there was a knockout blow or how composed Cohen was. Many of us, you and I, if you've been following the case with us, have absorbed Michael Cohen as a person, as a speaker, and his story. The jury has been hearing about him. And they've heard, as one of our witnesses, one of our experts said, he's been tarred and feathered, he'd been pre-butted, they've been warned about him. But what happened yesterday and what will continue to happen tomorrow is what could be pivotal in this case and could help defendant Trump. Do they, the jury, learn enough information about Cohen that they start thinking a little less about all the receipts against Trump and a little more about this particular character and whether they believe his current version of events beyond a reasonable doubt? We're joined by former SDNY prosecutor and MSNBC analyst Christy Greenberg. Welcome. How are you?
Doing well, thanks. How are you?
I'm great. Last time I saw you was at the courthouse yesterday.
Yes.
Nice to be up here, and thanks for running around with us. We've heard the version that the New York Times said and a version that I would say is more common among, frankly, non-lawyers, which is at times yesterday's cross was halting, was meandering, was even at times boring. And yet, you and I were just discussing in commercial break, so why not share with everyone, that you did notice some punches were landed. What do you mean by that?
Well, look, he had a line of argument where he talked about the fact that there are requests from the prosecutors and requests from Cohen's own lawyer to stop talking about the case, right? Mm-hmm. And of course, he's ignored them. And so their argument during closing is going to be, look, the prosecutors at that table cannot control this guy. His own lawyer can't control this guy. He went rogue, right? Like, that is the argument they're going to make. Did they land it as solidly a punch on that as they could have? No, but they made the point and they're going to use it on closing. I thought other parts really fell flat, like the whole Michael Cohen is obsessed with Donald Trump. Well, I don't know, isn't the whole GOP at this point kind of obsessed with Donald Trump? I think that argument they should have left to the Mariah Carey diss song of Eminem, the Why You So Obsessed With Me. Like, leave that to Mariah. Like, that just didn't work here for me.
Or the Eminem song, Stan.
Exactly.
Which is what we owe the word stand to. Someone who was a fan, when rejected, they turn negative.
Right. So I don't know. You've seen like the parade of people from the GOP in the courtroom, outside the courtroom. Like, I just, again, I don't think that landed so well. I think starting out with making it about Todd and saying, didn't you call me this name? Like, who cares? I think the line of cross about like monetization. Oh, he's just trying to monetize his connection to Donald Trump. Well, We've heard how much Donald Trump cares about money. So again, like, he's monetizing things on his own. So I didn't think he landed solid punches, but he set up enough lines of cross that he can then go back to those arguments on closing.
Yeah, and the jury's heard the DA's side and Trump's lawyer's side describe Michael Cohen as a past liar. So that's undisputed. Yeah. Did Mr. Blanche advance anything to show that he could be a current liar?
Not yet. That's tomorrow. So tomorrow, my prediction is Todd Blanche is going to do a lot better tomorrow. I think he held back some of the ammunition that he had, and he's really looking to unleash that tomorrow. So there are a few areas where I think this is going to come up. First and foremost, Michael Cohen said that under oath yesterday that he never wanted to be Donald Trump's chief of staff. There's ample evidence that he did, not just in television interviews, which I expect Todd Blanche will show him and confront him with, but in private messages that SDNY has laid out in their papers, private messages to multiple people about how much he wanted that job, how disappointed he was when he didn't get that job, and all the things he tried to do to get that job. Expect that to come out once.
So you're saying that Thursday will be Blanche's chance to say you lied on Tuesday. And Correct. If you did lie on Tuesday about something that we all remember, you wanted this White House job. That's not like, where did I eat dinner a year ago? That's like the thing that he wanted from the guy that he has this intense psychodrama with. And you're saying the jury's going to get the message. If you lied on Tuesday about that, how can we believe you about other things?
Yes, exactly. That plus motive, right? Like, this is what he was upset about. This would give him a motive to have changed his story. The other area is his past crimes, right? He said on the stand yesterday, well, I never disputed the fact that I committed tax crimes. I've never disputed that fact, which is what he pled guilty to. But he has disputed that fact. He wrote a book called Revenge, where he said the tax crimes are 100% inaccurate. He then got up on the stand at the civil fraud trial and said, I didn't commit the tax evasion crime. And when I told the judge in the guilty plea that I did, I was lying. So just keeping score, guilty plea, he says I evaded taxes. Civil fraud trial, I didn't evade taxes and I lied in that plea. Now it's, I never disputed that I did it. I did evade the taxes, but the prosecutors were just out to get me.
Yeah.
Which, I also think is a very strained argument.